The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Esther Gulius. Not really. This is Chris Fabian from EG Tax. Esther's off today, doing some getting ready for Thanksgiving, like I'm sure a lot of us are out there. But it is our hour to talk taxes. Whatever you have, whatever questions you have, give us a call here in studio, 803-0930, 803-0930. Text it in at 716-803-0930. It's a crazy time of year for taxes. You know, part of the infrastructure bill was passed by the House. Now we're waiting for the Senate. We're going to talk next week about the tax changes if they happen, because who knows, the Senate could vote them down. But, you know, just to go off a little bit on it, they're going after people who want to work and save for their retirement. I mean, isn't that crazy? Let's make those people pay, because, you know, it's bad that we went to college and we earned money. It's so disgusting what's going on. But give us a call in studio again, 803-0930, 803-0930. This week, we do have Brian Faraci back here with us to talk Medicare, because time is running out. Less than a month, right, Brian?
Thanks for having me on again, Chris. And
Yep.
Yeah, we have 2.5 weeks remaining, 17 days to be exact.
17 days. 17 days?
17 days.
Oh, my God. I'm waiting for you to say like 24. 1-7. That's incredible. And, you know, I know we talked about this before. If somebody doesn't get it done in those 17 days, don't they have to like end of March to change their mind?
Yeah, so they give you till December 7th to make a plan change. That's officially called the annual enrollment period, or the annual election period, I'm sorry. And then starting January 1st through March 31st is the open enrollment period, which can be like a buyer's remorse period, or if your health changes within that time frame, Medicare gives you the opportunity to make a plan change then as well.
So, okay. So if, you know, the turkey burnt and you're just totally in disarray, you still have time even after the 10th, even though they seem like it does. It's the same thing with taxes, right, Tiff? They say April 15th.
Yeah, but you have several months to amend your return, or your years to make your changes, 3 years to amend your return, which is really good. And then the months was the extension of time, which is 6 months automatic extension.
Yeah, so it's, you know, just like taxes, you know, you got to get it done, but there's always a little leeway. You know, some with taxes, if you have refunds, they don't care. If you have a balance due, they will penalize you. And the worst case for people who don't look at their Medicare again, they just automatically get reviewed. Or renewed, right?
Yeah, they'll automatically renew as of January 1st. Part of the problem is that some of these insurance carriers are changing their prescription drug formulary, where something that was costing $2, $5 is now going up to, you know, $15 or $20, which can make a big dent in someone's pocket, you know, over a year.
Yeah, we see how many seniors like that are on 10, 15 different pills.
There's a lot. I can tell you there's a lot of people who are on a lot of different medication. And so you really have to do that health inventory and make sure that you have the right plan. And I know you guys are really good about doing the health inventory to make sure that their doctors are covered and their medication is covered. And you're right. I'm hearing in and out on my microphone. Sorry about that.
It even comes down to which pharmacy you're filling your prescriptions. In some cases, that can make a difference. Some of them are standard pharmacies with certain insurance carriers, and then they're preferred pharmacies with other insurance carriers. So that can make a difference of, you know, $100 or $200 a year as well.
Right. And that's the thing. Most seniors are on a fixed income.
makes a big difference when you're talking, $5 to $20 for a prescription, and then maybe even an additional $5 for every script if you're filling it at a standard pharmacy.
And then what do they mean by the donut hole? At first I pay a lot, and then the cost goes down.
So they base it off the retail cost of the prescription, not the actual cost you're paying out of pocket. And some of these prescriptions are, several hundred, if not thousands of dollars in retail cost. So once you enter the donut hole, you start paying 25% of the actual retail cost of the prescription. So something you're normally paying $10 for, that could be a $400 retail cost. That turns into $100 now that you're in the donut hole, and it can also increase the remainder of your prescriptions as well.
And how do you come to that threshold? When does that happen?
It was $4,130 in retail cost, and then you start paying 25% of the prescriptions.
So if you're on a tier 3 or in Medicare, I guess tier 5, that you could be in February and hit that figure.
It could be something that's even tier 2 or tier 3 that just has a high retail cost. So something that you would never even think, you're paying $10 for, and now all of a sudden you're in the donut hole, and the increase of everything else that you're on, it goes up on all the other prescriptions.
And then I don't know if you announced, Chris, that next Saturday we're going to have Jesse on from Cross State Funding. Did you announce that?
Well, if they don't do the tax changes.
Yep. And then there's a text. It says, Chris and crew. I don't know if this scrolls up, Chris. 30.
No, that's all that's there.
30 trillion equals 30 sets of a million. Mean orbital distance to the moon is 245,000 miles. If you stack dollar bills,
and that's where it ended. So the person forgot to send the rest of it. But yeah, 30 trillion, we're in debt. I mean, hello. What's another 3 trillion on top of 30? That's like putting gravy on top of your mashed potatoes and turkey on Thursday next week. But
it means we're buying a lot of our own debt.
Yep.
And the train's going to end eventually.
Yep, but we're going to go to Larry from Cheektowaga. Hey, Larry, how can we help you?
I've got two questions. They're fairly simple probably for you guys. The first one is, how long do you have to save your old tax returns?
3 years.
For 3 years?
Are you self-employed or have rental property?
No.
No, then I would just do 3 years.
On our website, there's how long to save your legal documents, and I'm going to step on your toes. Doesn't it say like 7 or 10 years on the website?
No, you only need 3, Tiff.
Okay, but on our website it says. But anyways, so how about 7 years?
I've got tax returns from the 80s.
Right.
Yeah, no, you can shred those.
That's what I was wondering. I just don't know how far back they can go to audit you or something like that. But my second question is about withholding during the year.
Yep.
Somebody told me that as long as you have the amount withheld, like from your check, like say you owed $1,000 in Fed and $100 in state tax. As long as you have that amount, which was last year's taxes that you owed, if you had that amount withheld this year, you won't owe any penalty. Is that true?
Well, how it works is the federal government, if you owe $1,000 or less, there's no penalty.
Yeah.
It's $300 for New York State. If you owe more than $1,000, then what they look at is how much you prepaid in taxes this year through withholding or estimates, and compare it to your tax liability, not where you ended off last year after the tax and your withholdings. It's before your withholding. So if your tax was $5,000, you would have had to pay at least $5,000 in this year, even though your balance due after withholding was only $400. You got to meet that tax figure to avoid the penalty.
So in order to figure it out, you have to look at your 2020 return.
Yes, a 2020 return. If I owed whatever it is, say $1,000, as long as I had $1,000 deducted this year, I wouldn't owe any penalty. Is that true?
As long as that $1,000 was your total tax before withholdings.
Before withholdings?
Yep.
Your tax bill.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah, because like I said, that you look at some of the information you get, like on the in the state handbook that they get. And sounds like
Right. It can get a little bit confusing for people. But if you want to give us a call on Monday, we'll tell you exactly what line to look at, and that's what you want to compare it to.
okay. Do you have your number?
632
632
7886.
7886.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for your help.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You.
And this is Chris Fabian and Tiffany Fabian from EG Tax. We've got 45 minutes left in studio with our Medicare expert, Brian. We're going to take a short break, get your questions ready for him, and give us a call.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me.
And we're back. We are family. We love helping our clients, even people who aren't our clients. Especially, this time of year, you want to be thankful for what you have. There's a lot of people out there worse than us,
Oh, I was doing a cycling class with my daughter the other day, and the instructor, I thought this was really wise. She's like, when you're sitting there and you're like killing yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? She goes, there's so many people that wish they could be here right now exercising, but they can't. I mean, so that helped me to get through the class, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I also just want to say that we have new locations coming and opening in East Aurora this year, Hamburg, Batavia, Springville, Derby, and Alden. So
Warsaw.
Warsaw. So look for our new locations. We already had offices there, but these are new, fresh locations, the same staff to serve you. And then also another thing in that vein, I'm also work at a doctor's office, and I was talking to a coworker, and she's like, yeah, I used to go somewhere else, and then I found EG Tax. She goes, you guys charge just about what they charge for the software. So she's like, you got to use that as a commercial. She goes, you get the peace of mind that comes with your services,
Yep, for sure. We're going to go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Sam from Buffalo. Hey, Sam.
Hi, Christopher and Tiffany. I've been a customer for several years, and you guys do a great service. Whenever I've called and left a voice message, you guys call back usually the same day, so it's appreciate it. I have a few questions on RMDs.
Sure.
For somebody that turns 72 in October of 2022, is their first RMD required in before April of 23?
I believe so. I'm double checking as you're talking.
Why don't you go to the next question while he's looking that up, Sam?
And if the answer to that is yes, if the first distribution is April of 23, am I correct in saying a second one has to be done by December of 23?
That is correct. You have to take both out if you're waiting. And yes, you do have to April 15th to take out your first distribution.
Of 2023.
Right. So.
Of 23.
Right. And then if you wait to between January through April, you have to take your second one out before December.
Okay. And if your account is like with like one of the big brokers, is it enough to sell whatever the stock, or if you have fixed income, whatever the product is you're selling, if that money stays in like a cash account with that manager, does that satisfy the RMD?
No, you have to physically take it out.
Okay.
Or he could do a transfer, a gift transfer.
Yeah, you can take it out of the IRA and then move it over to your in a regular investment account, but it physically has to come out of the IRA.
Or a charity rollover, right?
Right. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Good questions.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
What Sam just said, it makes me think how Esther always says, when you call our office, you get to talk to a real person, right?
Yep. And that's for sure. We have great staff that can help people. And, like I said before, we love helping. just like Brian does with Medicare, because I don't think you would do it if you didn't like it, right?
And before we go to a question with Medicare, I just got to finish that text. It said you'd go to the moon and back 2.5 times. Who the bleep, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, I think you can, is to pay this national debt. It is a clear national security concern. Thanks very much.
Yeah, that goes back to the one, how many trillions is a, how many millions is a trillion? That's what that was referring to. So,
And then Brian also helps at our office, which is wonderful, with Medicaid. I know in the health realm, I work in the health field. There's so many people, Brian, who have been touched by the changes that Medicaid have brought about. I even talked to my clients, and there's clients that I saw that are 40 something, and they went to the doctor after many, many years, and they found out that they had Medicaid, and had they not, they would have gotten chronic kidney disease. And so it's, say what you will, there's a reason and a purpose for Medicaid in New York State.
Yeah, there's a time and place for it, and that's why it's in place for people that do need it and don't have the ability to work, or even throughout the pandemic. We've seen an increase of people with low income subsidies and even eligible for Medicaid, and deservedly so.
And then what's the essential plan and the limits for like a single or a married couple?
So the essential plan is it's going to work similar to Medicaid, except you will have some out-of-pocket cost. If you're a household size of 2, the maximal annual income is $34,840. And then if you have any kids involved, if you're a household of 4, your limit is $53,000. And then if you're any larger than that, you just add on roughly about $8,000 per person in the household.
That's cool. I know after COVID, wages really have gone up, and so people's income is a little bit higher, but that's really...
if they're working.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's where you folks come into play with the taxes and tell them, where they can put
Yeah.
away some dollars and still be eligible for the essential plan or even Medicaid.
Absolutely.
Use IRAs to your advantage.
It's the importance of having all the different companies and departments working, as one team and, helping everyone get through in every aspect.
Yep, that's right.
And we're going to go to Mike from Tonawanda. Hey, Mike.
I'm sorry, I had my mute on. I have actually 2 questions. As long as we were talking about Medicare, because my employee is going to be offering me a Medicare plan through work. Okay, and my question is that always superior to the one that they have for the public that they advertise that says they give me everything but a brand new Cadillac?
They might even be throwing in Cadillacs now. Who knows? As of 2022, they're giving away everything at this point. Mike, I would assume that it's going to be better. You don't have to say where you work over the air, but for a definitive answer, just give me a shout on Monday at 632-7886, and I'll go over the details with you. But 9 times out of 10, the work Medicare coverage is going to be better.
Wonderful. Okay, and can I ask a tax question now?
Certainly.
Okay, here's my tax question. I'm currently 69. I have not yet begun starting to take Social Security, but I will be starting in March. I have a pension, and I also have traditional IRAs and 403Bs. Now, what I'm wondering about, because I know I have to start taking RMDs, just like the other person was talking about, at the age of 72, at this time in my life, where I am right now, is it worthwhile to change those 403Bs and IRAs into Roth IRAs or not?
Well, how much in the ballpark? How much is your pension?
Let's say 50,000.
50,000. Are you single or married?
Married.
Married. And does your wife have any income?
No.
No, not even so. She didn't start Social Security or no pension.
She has started Social Security, but again, it's very minor.
Okay. So, I mean, we could run the numbers for you and tell you how much you have until you hit the next tax bracket. One thing I want to tell you that they're trying to pass, and we're not sure if it's inside this infrastructure bill that the House passed on Thursday, was they want to start taxing the appreciation of Roths.
Oh.
So where you're trying to save, they're looking to get everybody.
Oh, Then
So-
what was the purpose of even having the rock? You've already paid on it.
That's exactly.
That's exactly what I said too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would give us a call Monday, Tuesday. We're even in on Wednesday next week. One of us, Tiffany, myself, or somebody else, can run numbers for you and tell you, as of right now, this would be a good plan.
And are you working at all or not working anymore?
I am working part time, so I'm under, let's say, $20,000 a year.
Yeah, so you're around 70, not counting when you start Social Security next year. So, yeah, you're probably in the 12% bracket because with the standard deduction being 20, about 27,000 for you guys, you probably got about 50 to 60,000 in room to move to stay in the 12% bracket, but that's where I want to really run the numbers and see. I don't want to give you this is just a radio show and we're talking ballpark figures,
Okay.
And then when he starts collecting Social Security,
That's going to change.
yeah, that's going to change. So there's like 1 year of room, right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Getting half, and she'll be getting half of what I'm getting. So.
Yeah, and her Social Security will go up too.
Right.
So yeah, definitely we got to look at your numbers
Oh.
because your situation's all going to change next year.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mike. Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian here from EG Tax. We got another half an hour left to answer your tax questions. Brian's here to help you with whatever Medicare questions you may have because, like he said, 17 days until Medicare sign up is over. So give us a call back after the break, 716-803-0930. Until then, enjoy the news.
Family. I got all my sisters with me.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Saturday. Tiff, what gray is it outside? That's your favorite question.
It's a light gray, but it'll be pretty dark pretty soon.
Yeah, it will be dark in probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Still not used to that. 5 o'clock and it's dark outside.
Don't like it. The only thing I like is that now we're starting to move in the other direction pretty soon, right?
Right.
Where it starts.
December 21st.
Yep. We're starting to move in the other direction.
Yep.
And then tax season's coming.
Yep.
And then just are sitting at the office from 8 in the morning till midnight, right?
I think we need to start getting the stand-up desks so we can stand up, sit down, stand up, And our clients, I'm sure they
Here
would
it
love
is.
getting their taxes done while they're standing.
Right.
We could just make it a coffee bar and, it's like...
Or you could just
Or a
stand up
bar.
and they could
They
be
might like
sitting
that better.
down and you could be peering down at them.
Yeah.
Say, are you sure we got all your income?
Yep. But 803-0930, 803-0930, give us a call here. Special guest today, again, is Brian, a healthcare specialist. Now, how much, Brian, is Medicare going up compared to Social Security going up?
So they just announced last Friday that you're getting an increase in Social Security about 5.9%, which the average is going to be about $70 per beneficiary. And the good old government decided to say, you know what, we're going to raise your Medicare, and it's going to be the highest raise since 1982, and that's going up to $170.10.
So that's like a $30 increase?
$20 increase up from $148.50.
So you're getting a whole extra $50 in Social Security.
Yeah, it's a big slap in the face for, the increase of cost of everything else across the board, gas, groceries, everyone sees it.
It's unbelievable with what prices are doing. And it, like you just said, it's impacting every aspect of somebody's life.
Yeah, so it's all the more important to come in and review your Medicare because there could be other ways we could save you money. As I mentioned earlier in the show, even on prescriptions and using a different pharmacy to make up some of the difference.
Okay, well, we're going to go to Dolores from Hamburg. Hey, Dolores, how can we help you?
Well, I have two questions. Brian is there, and there's like a double question for him relative to the same matter. And then I wanted a contribution question for you guys.
Okay.
But as long as you have Brian there, let me go with that one first, ma'am.
Sure.
Okay. Relative to collecting or getting Medicare when you're a certain age, I was told that in terms of Medicare, you cannot have Medicare. You have to use your Social Security number, and then you have to take Medicare and have to take Social Security if you want Medicare. I didn't want to do it. I had very good insurance, but I only took Part A. What about Part B? I haven't taken it. What's the mandate for taking it if you still have insurance?
So if you still are covered under a work plan or a spouse's plan or, whatever the plan may be, is Medicare considers credible coverage in the eyes of Medicare. It's if there's 20 or more employees, it's considered credible. If there's less than 20 employees and you're still on the plan, then you may be penalized from the day you turn 65 up until the day you sign up for Part B.
Okay.
And that penalty goes on for life.
Yeah, 10% of the Part B premium, which it was $148. So that penalty, if anyone has one, has gone up because now the premium is going to be $170.10.
So that's $17 extra a month.
And that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life.
Is that for everyone?
Yeah, unless you're a high income earner, you pay a higher Part B premium, so you'd still pay the 10%, but it would just be off a higher number.
Okay, and what about is it mandated that if you take your Social Security, you must have Medicare?
Not at all. That's not even close to being true. You have the choice to take your Social Security, and not take Medicare or vice versa.
As long as you're covered by an adequate plan.
No, so Social Security has nothing to do with Medicare. You can, example, my mom's on Medicare and she's not collecting her Social Security. She sat down with a financial advisor and, they determined she didn't have to take it, that they could live off my stepdad's income and, she can push off her Social Security and continue to let it grow.
Right, but if you're on Social Security,
you will be automatically enrolled into Medicare, but then you have the option, you can opt out of Part B and even Part A if you're going to continue to contribute to a health savings account.
You have to be working and have insurance through an employer.
And
Correct, yes.
Does it have to be a high deductible plan?
In order to contribute to the health savings, yes, it's got to be a high deductible plan.
Yep.
Yes. I thank you for that. Yes, that's correct. But I was told that somebody made a judgment at the Social Security office, and I was just investigating and don't like the result because I was going to wait until I was 70 to get.
Well, are you working?
Yes.
Okay.
You can call Social Security, talk to 10 different people with the same question, and you're going to get 10 different answers most of the time. That's no knock against them when it comes to Medicare.
Brian, you.
I'm sorry?
I said that's why we go to EG Tax. Talk to Brian or you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's and it's no knock against Social Security employees, but they're not AHIP certified or licensed, in regards to Medicare. So it's not an easy situation to navigate when it comes to Medicare and Social Security.
All right. Then is there anything else you wanted to tell me, or may I do a quick question relative to contributions?
No, go for the contribution question.
Yeah, I'd like to give maybe 100 here or 50 there, and everybody wants money. And then, of course, there are larger amounts. The church knows, but I don't like getting 50 million. It's an exaggeration.
Solicitations.
Name being given out, and okay, you gave me $50 here. Give me 100. Give me another 50. Give me.
Yeah, they sell your names.
They have my name. So what I have been doing, and I don't know if this is valid, I'll go get anonymous at the post office and send a post office thing in for $50 or $100, even if I pay for it, so I don't have the aggravation of the mail. But I keep the part that you've contributed. Is that legal for deduction?
Using a check?
No, you're using a money order, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, if you're keeping the stub, I would think the IRS would take that. But now, do you use your charity as an itemized deduction?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do for an itemized deduction.
Last year you were that $300 bonus, which was really nice. But that's a really clever way to circumvent them doing that, sending you all those solicitations.
Yes, and the larger amounts go to the churches, or a big charity like a couple thousand, and that I deduct from my RMD. But is there some way that I can include the RMD where money is given anonymously out of my RMD? Remove, some of the charitable deduction.
Right. You're not 72 yet, though, right?
Oh, you betcha, I'm past that.
Oh, okay. Well, God bless you.
Yeah, she could do a direct charity rollover from
Yep.
her IRA
Yep.
into one charity.
And many charities, and you won't have to count that RMD as income. You won't get it as a deduction, but you won't have to claim your RMD as income on your on your tax return.
Yeah, that's the thing is, maybe the income altogether is like about $50,000. So, and then what I do is maybe a couple thousand to the church and another charity or something for 1,000 or 500 thing. But that doesn't knock. I have to talk to you, I think, to find out what I ought to be doing.
Yeah, give us a call during the week, and we'll help you.
Because the new standard is so high,
And thank you so much. Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Dolores.
You know the story about Squanto? I'll tell it to you sometime.
Okay, tell us when you give us a call.
Okay.
One of my favorite aunts is Dolores. What a great name. Chris, scroll up. I want to read this text. No, you read the one. So to cover the national debt, the government has been printing money out of thin air. This is called the M1 money supply. This makes each dollar worth less. Obama doubled the debt. Trump ran $2 trillion. Current administration is spending money recklessly and foolishly. $1 trillion is a numeric followed by zeros. Unbelievable. 12 zeros total. And thanks for reading my text.
And then someone said, Dolores, I'll take $50 with a smiley face and a wink. So glad people are listening. We're going to go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Jim in North Tonawanda. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Hey, listen, real quick. I'm just calling in to give you guys a little pep talk and cheer you up. You guys said about what's happening to seniors with their prescriptions, so forth and so on. Was not 99% correct. It was 100% correct. Here's the news, guys, and this is something we can all be happy about. And Thanksgiving on Thursday and everything, we have something to give thanks for. I was watching Bill Maher last night, and he blasted. He donated $1 million to Obama when Obama ran for president. Do you guys know that Occasional Cortex hates his guts and is refusing to go on his show? There is a huge fracture in the Democratic Party. We're going to win. In fact, everything Bill Maher said last night backs up everything I've heard Staff Sergeant Bellavia talk about. Backs up everything Bowerly's been talking about.
Yep.
It backs up everything that Sandy Beach was talking about before he retired. Keep the faith, guys.
Thank you.
We're going to win. You guys,
I'm going to have to go look at the show last night from Bill Maher. Or was it last night?
He was saying that he after he donates $1 million to Obama's campaign, he said that Occasional Cortex, OC Ocasio, said, I'm not coming on your show. I want nothing to do with you.
That sounds
because
like,
he's calling people out now.
Yep.
sounds like a good division, a great division,
Yeah, and all we have to do is keep the faith and stick together, help each other, and
Amen.
each other's side. And if you guys, like I said, you guys want to do something good, find somebody that thinks like you and invite them to your house for Thanksgiving.
That's a really good idea.
Yes.
You know, we all stick together because, like Bill Maher said, this country, I didn't say this, Bill Maher said this. He said in a country that is 70% white, they are telling the voters that white people stink and white people are evil and they're no good. Like he said, they are going to get slaughtered again. They got slaughtered this first Tuesday in November, and he said the next first Tuesday in November in 2022, Bill Maher said they're really going to get slaughtered then.
Yep. Yeah. People got to turn out to vote. You know, like look at Buffalo, just with the mayoral race.
With the Indiana.
You know, the Republicans came out and voted for
did all the mail-ins.
lesser.
And you know, all across this country, fake news doesn't want anybody to know about this. Across this country, remember Tip O'Neill said back when Reagan was president, all politics is local. Local elections, aldermen, mayors, and all these local, county and town and city and village offices. The people that think like us are now winning elections. We've already started taking this country back. So if Bill Maher is saying things that backs up everything that Staff Sergeant Bellavia and the rest of the crew at WBEN have been saying, we have a lot to give thanks for and be happy about, okay?
I love his energy. It's contagious.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jim, and I know who you are. Thank you for your service.
Yep, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And keep the faith. That's all we got to do.
Okay, thank you.
What a great caller.
Yep.
Very contagious.
Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian from EG Tax. We got about 13 minutes left before the end of the show. Call in. We got Ann. We'll take her on the other side, and we'll talk to you soon.
The bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the bills are making it happen now.
Hey.
Now come on and shout.
Okay, we're back. EG Tax for the final 12 minutes of the show. 803-0930, 803-0930. We got special guest Brian in studio, the Medicare expert. And people really need to go through their Medicare and their health history, their health needs, and see what's best. Because how many changes were there in plans? 17. They added 17 new plans.
There
or
were
something?
7. It was up from 48 to 55 plans, but that's just Medicare Advantage. That's not including the prescription plans that you may have to purchase separately if you have a Medigap plan. So there's the number of combinations that you can have, and there's so many plans to dig through, and it's not as easy as just saying, I want to go with what I had while I was working, or last year was great, so this year it's going to be great. That's not always the case because of the changes the carriers put in place.
Yeah, so instead of making it easier for seniors, they're making it more complicated.
But I wouldn't have a job if it was easy, Chris.
I know, but I'm just thinking of the elderly. You know.
They do make it extremely difficult in every aspect of it, which is, kind of disheartening, to put people through that, especially as we mentioned the donut hole, especially with seniors being on fixed incomes the majority of the time.
Okay, we're going to go back to the phones and talk to Anne from South Wales. Hey, Anne.
Hi, thank you. I missed the beginning of your show. I usually listen every week, but I was late on today.
Oh.
Hopefully you didn't cover this already. My husband just started on Medicare October 1st, and so we got the Medicare bill for $445.50 and paid that October 1st through the end of the year. And then we were a high-income earner, so we just got another bill the other day, and it's confusing because the extra amount that they put on there was the $95.40, which would be $31.80 a month for the next 3 months, but it's listed under amount due for IRMA Part D. And I don't know, and again, I'm sorry if you've covered this already today, but why would it be on that line? He's got Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
So he's gonna have a income-related adjustment amount for his Part B as in boy, and then they hit you twice because then you're gonna have an income-related adjustment amount for the Part D for your prescriptions, for his prescriptions.
Okay, all right.
And the billing process for the first 6 months is gonna be a nightmare for you guys, and I've gone through this with clients on the phone with Social Security, asking them to explain it to us. And again, it's just a nightmare trying to figure out exactly what you're paying, when you're paying. You can always create.
And does that, now that, once his severance ends from his company that he was formerly at, once your income goes down to just a one-wage earner, does that ever go down, the amount that you pay, or is it always the amount because you're a high-income earner like now?
There's a 2-year look-back period. So after 2 years, that'll adjust down. But if your income has dropped significantly and you're just a one income, you can always file an appeal with Social Security, and I can assist you guys with that when the time comes. In a situation like that, it's a long shot to try to win the appeal. Opposed to you guys maybe selling a property and getting, a boatload of money and then having the high income. You have a better chance of appealing it that way.
Okay, all right. So, I wasn't sure if I should call Medicare to say, why is this under Part D? Because, great, sounds good. I knew that we were going to get a separate bill, Oh, and what was also funny is I paid the bill on time, and it doesn't show any reflection of the fact that we paid it.
What I was saying before is you can create an account on Medicare's website, not Social Security, but Medicare's website, and you can view your claims and your bills, everything through there as well. Then those are pretty up to date.
Okay, good. All right. Love your show.
Thank you, Ann.
And we didn't cover the topic.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.
And I got to tell you, Rambo Jim is like a superstar in the area, because after he was on our show, the text board and my friends on my phone were texting me and saying Rambo Jim rocks. So just wanted to say, woo-ha.
And then from one rock star to another, we got Kevin from Pendleton. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, actually, because my pet hobby is picking up rocks all over the place. And by the way, hello Tiffany and Brian and Fabian.
We're good. We're blessed.
But sorry, I'm glad I didn't give every day job though to take up vocalism, a vocalist to sing. But anyway, just a little jab there at you, jokingly. Have a bit fun. Hey,
well received.
Okay. Hey, your commercial said that September, your classes begin for folks who are interested in being tax preparers. So, but you're still running the ad. Are you still starting new classes for that?
We just started another one, so it's not too late. If you want to give us a call on Monday, we probably can get you right in a class.
Okay.
And it's a great opportunity. You know, Esther always says if you take the class, you're going to be a hit at all the parties. And so, as you've heard me say, I also work in a medical office. I can't tell you how many tax questions I answer all day while I'm doing medical stuff. And so you will be the hit of every party, Kevin.
Oh, wow.
And the best part is we would love you to work for us.
If you want to.
Yeah, we just want you to know, Tiffany, take this in a nice way. You're like for a couple of times I just double back. I thought Esther was in the studio, so you're like a mini me for Esther.
Well, that's because she's my mom. So the acorn does not fall far from the tree, right?
You're right. The apple don't fall far from the tree, or as we say in the Caribbean, sheep don't make goats.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, God bless.
God bless.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go Bills.
Okay, yeah. So does the exam go say and they go, but I got a tax question about my standard deduction?
Something like that. Right. You but wait a minute. I can't say your uvula when you're talking what's your standard deduction for 2021, right?
Right.
22.
Right. Okay, we're going to go to Holly in Tonawanda. Hey, Holly.
Hi there. Trying to tie on here. Oh my goodness. My question was about lump sum. If we have an average of the lump sum from the stimulus that the workers and non-workers got, I heard it was like 2.2 trillion, but we immediately owed like 6.2 trillion for that 2.2 trillion. And I just wonder, is that not communism? I don't know. But in being thankful, right? We got Thanksgiving coming around the corner. In Psalm 107, it's, "Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever." And I've been hearing people recently just talking about, let's look for what we can be thankful for, in all this going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, God also says to do great things and give unto others in your storehouse, and you will be blessed abundantly. Just try them, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Amen to that. Yeah.
Yes.
But do we have some kind of average or idea what this stimulus put out for people and what it's done to our economy?
Oh, well, that's why our prices are going up through the roof, because it's causing inflation. I mean, they're printing money. We have to buy our own bonds to pay for the money, which makes your bread go up, your gas prices go up, your heat bills. I'm so scared for this winter.
And it also depends on whose office. I mean, the pipeline was closed off, so we have to get our gas from different country, our oil from other countries. I mean, the list goes on and on, right?
Oh, and the money, I heard they don't even bother printing paper money. It's just, they don't even bother with that. It's so much. It's just digital, just punching in numbers, right?
Yeah.
like magic money.
It doesn't work like that, right?
It's like a game of Monopoly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scary.
So navigate around all this, but in all of that, we can still be thankful.
That's right.
Our blessings that we have.
Yep. We still have God in our lives, and we need him in more people's to get this country turning around again.
Amen. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you, Holly. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. So, yeah, where's it coming from? And, oh, wait, they just raised Medicare costs, you said. They just raised our insurance. They just raised, people how are we paying it back? It's through everything. So
the cost of insurance for businesses and even people, on the market, that we've seen an increase in costs with, some of the insurance carriers, and those costs were not minor costs. Those have gone up significantly going into next year.
Yeah. And, real fast, I know we're running out of time. Those commercials on TV, you mentioned this last show you were on. Don't believe them, believe them.
It's not one size fits all, and it's not as easy as saying, here's $50 back or $30 back in your Social Security check. You have to look at the fine print. What are you giving up? How high are your other copays going to be? Are you still going to get the same benefits as a normal plan where you're not getting money back? And, most importantly is talk to someone local that actually knows the doctor networks, knows what hospitals you're going to be able to go to. Don't just, jump at the $50. It's not as easy as it seems, and most of the commercials aren't giving you all the facts, because New York State has a rule where you can't give the full amount back of your back in your Social Security unless you're on Medicaid.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you have to have no income in order to get your Medicare costs back?
The full amount, yeah, you have to be on Medicaid, but there are some plans that'll give you $30 or $50 back. But again, what are you giving up to get that, and is it worth it at the end of the day?
Yeah. So, Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian here from EG Tax. You can hear Brian knows what he's talking about. 17 days left to register to look at your plans. Give him a call at our office too at 632-7886. He wants to help you. We want to help you. If the Senate passes the tax laws, we will be here next week talking about tax changes and how it impacts you.
Esther's been talking about it all week.
Oh God, yes, she has. She's gearing up. Get ready
sort
for
of excited.
Yes. So again, if you need us during the week, 632-7886, 632-7886. For everybody listening out there, God bless. Happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy your family. Give everybody hugs. And see you next week.